My name is Emmanuel Nunez, and this is my presentation on the reflection of Speech 101. So let's start off with the majority of us growing up all played a sport at some point in our lifetime. And in order to improve on that sport, one must practice, one must continue training. That also goes with speech and public speaking. You cannot just wing it, for instance. Do a few trial runs. For instance, do it in front of a friend, do it in front of a group of friends, or do it in front of a small crowd. Anything to improve your public speaking, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's something that's just going to need practice, and you can only improve on it. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to be talking about my overall experience, the highs, the lows, improvements for the future. The highs. The highs would be the best speech, which was the special occasion speech. I honestly enjoyed that speech because it was an award that I'm able to present to a loved one, to someone that I admired and truly loved. It's based off memories. I didn't have to do no research because everything was within. For instance, this was for my wife, Ana Nunez. She's gone through a lot, so I made that speech all about her. And she honestly loved it. And like I said, it comes from within. It comes from all my memories, everything that I know about her. I didn't have to use no outside resources. And again, this was a nice little gesture or present, how she interpreted it. I thought that was actually very nice. The lows, my worst speech, which would be the informative speech, due to a few factors, because I had to do a lot of research, had to decide what kind of topic I would be doing. And it'll be my first project speech. So I was very hesitant doing it. I got the jitters. Got a little bit of anxiety. I got scared. Spent countless hours doing research. Just keep doing the videos over and over again. And the struggle was there. But I overcame it. The pros was I was able to learn what the body on caffeine would do, that was my topic. The cons was the amount of time I spent on it because of the anxiety, the how scared I was recording myself. But I learned a lot even with that. My improvements, which overcoming the fear of my face turning red during speeches, I have noticed that was not the case throughout this course. I have gotten over my fear because when I was in high school, I've been questioned about why does your face turn red when you're doing a speech or doing a presentation. I mean, I hated that, but as I'm doing this course, I know it's only through video, but I've noticed that's not the case. Another improvement which I would like to work on will be speaking a little more clearly. I do not see that as much of an issue, but I do stutter a little bit, but I would like to improve. I do stutter when I get lost in words or I try to read words that I don't understand or I don't understand the sentences. But that's just my mind racing. No, sorry. That is my mouth racing without even thinking. Something like that. I got a little confused right there. Apologies. Also, improving on these two things would go a long way. But also, with that, more issues will be discovered. I would like to improve on these when they do arise. So, you learn a little bit more about yourself time and time again. But you just always got to fix those issues. They'll never stop, but that just makes you a better person. To conclude this, I touched on the highs and the lows throughout the journey of this course, seeing where I have made my improvements, which they were noticeable. The course will improve one's ability to speak publicly, which I've honestly noticed a lot. I do hesitate, do stutter a little bit still, but there's always room for improvement. This course has shown me ways to improve on public speaking with some neat tips and tricks. Before taking this course, I was afraid of this due to my low self esteem with public speaking. Throughout this course, I was able to overcome some of my inner issues, which I have noticed. But I'm glad I've taken this course. This is my presentation. Thank you for all for listening.